in a moving market, it's really important to understand where buyers are, what their psyche is all about. And obviously, one thing I do know is that every seller wants as much as they can possibly get when it comes time to sell their property. Very important. And they've got every right to do that too. That's a topic I want to pick up on now with one of the leading agents in Brisbane, Adam Nobel. Adam has his own team, works out of Space Property in Brisbane. Adam, thanks again for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you, Kevin.
I want to talk to you specifically about what causes buyers to want a discount. Now, I know it's got to go deeper than just wanting to get a bargain, because every buyer wants to buy a property for less than what it's worth, and every seller wants to sell it for more than what it's worth. So therefore, we have an inbuilt problem straight away, don't we?
Yeah, we do. It's their God-given right to do so, though, Kevin.
It is indeed. Well, tell us what causes buyers to want a discounted price, and how can sellers avoid it?
Okay, well, there's a number of things, from poor presentation, whether it's a tenanted property or even by the owner. Days on market has quite a big factor in it as well. How dated a property is, so dated fixtures and fittings or dated carpet and paint, furnishings, and even just how dated the styling of a property is. Believe it or not, one of the biggest things that can come up is when a room is not dressed properly. We've had it happen in the past where we've sold, for example, a 3-bedroom house or a unit, 3 bedrooms, where 2 of the bedrooms were a good size. They were 3 by 3 metres or larger, but the third one wasn't. It might have been 2.75 or something like that. It was a little bit smaller. And what's happened is the owners have used that third room as a study. And buyers have come through and felt that it was really a 2-bedroom plus a study, and automatically they wanted to discount the price. What we've found is if we talk to the owners about getting rid of the desk and so on, and it is an inconvenience, but it can make a difference of tens of thousands of dollars to the bottom line, is to get that out, put it in the garage, put it somewhere else, and actually dress the room up. We recommend using a double bed, not a queen-size bed, and have 2 skinny bedside tables and 2 tall lamps to further elongate the room. And what we found is when people come through, that objection does not come up at all, and we've been getting the prices that sellers want. That's one. Another thing with dressing the room properly is that I've seen in some interesting shaped lounge and dining areas or small lounge and dining areas, sometimes people have put their dining table on their balcony or on a deck and not had a dining table inside. They may have bar stools. And that might work for them. They might feel comfortable with eating outside and so on, but a lot of buyers don't and want a dining room inside. And if they can't see it, not everyone has a fantastic imagination. They may just move on to the next property, and that can cost, again, tens of thousands of dollars to a seller, or could even cost them a sale.
Yeah, these are great points you make. And getting back to that earlier one about the bedroom, I know that I've sold many units that have been 2 bedrooms, and the second bedroom has been quite small. And if they're vacant, in other words, if there's no furniture in them, people will discount the price. But if you show them what you can put into that room, and as you said, with a smaller bed maybe and 2 small bedside tables, all of a sudden the value does go up. So that's a very good point. Can I ask you one other thing though? You mentioned right at the start about days on market and how that can actually encourage buyers to want to discount the price. If my property's been on the market for what is a long period of time, I can't hide that, Adam, can I? How do I overcome that one?
No, you can't. So the key is to get the strategy right in the beginning. So it's very important that you get your pricing strategy right. An auction, for example, removes the price, and you will bring the whole market in, which is why a lot of sellers choose auction as a strategy. It adds urgency and has an end date to it, which reduces the time on market. So that's one strategy. Another one is to have a price range where you're basically, where the likely sale price is up to perhaps where your wish price is. And that often gets a great result as well. But the key is, you had someone on your show once who said that the best, or nearly all products sell best fresh. And I completely agree with that. I think that's a fantastic quote. So, you've got to get it right in the beginning. That's the most important thing.
I'm just trying to think of who that was, and I do remember the quote too, and I remember it impressed me at the time too. I'll get that in just a moment. I'm having a seniors moment, so you've got to excuse me. Adam, just before I let you go, you've made an outstanding point here, and that is getting that price right at the point of listing, which keeps the property fresh, of course. And because there are many sellers who come on the market and say, look, we'll just test it at this price, which you and I both know, and they probably know too, is grossly overpriced. But the danger of doing that in this kind of market is that your property is going to sit there and and it'll go stale because it doesn't sell. How long does it take a property to go stale, in your opinion?
Well, the research out there suggests that it's the first 3 weeks, or even really the first 3 weeks are the most essential, or if it's an auction property, the first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So it really is important to get it right within that first 4 weeks. I remember hearing years ago that if your property hasn't sold in the first 4 weeks, I think you had about a 30 or 40% chance of it actually selling afterwards.
Declines.
That was many years ago, but that's quite scary.
It is indeed. Always great talking to you. Adam Nobel from Space Property. And Adam, as I said, has got his own team. His number, if you want to reach him, is 0417 007 001. Adam, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Kevin.